Well, hello, sipping thinkers. Hello, hello. What do we have here? All right, so my title is Blood Sucking Tick. Okay, welcome to Sheri Sip and Think Chat. And I just had some stuff I needed to get off my chest, so we're going to talk about it. But the first thing we're going to talk about is the blood-sucking tick. Like, seriously. I was going to the bathroom. I was going tinkle, by the way, or pee, whichever you call it. And there was a tick crawling on my thigh. Now, I'm in the middle of stream. I can't just jump off the toilet and I'm like, oh my God, that's a tick. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And usually I like to burn the fucking tick, right? So I knocked it off my leg. I see it walking on the fucking ground, but I couldn't really get it off my leg because it was like trying to just stay there and stick to my thigh. And I'm like, oh my God. So I finally finished. Lit that sucker on fire. Bye-bye, blood-sucking tick, right? Anyways, now my leg, I'm like freaking out, so I keep pulling down my pants to make sure I don't have any more blood-sucking ticks on my thighs. So now I'm like, oh my God. And then wherever he bit, it's itchy, which is like right above my calf, and I'm like, oh my God, where did this blood-sucking tick come from? I'm like, so then I started thinking to myself, okay, when my husband gets home from basketball, he's going to have to check my body, do like a thorough search, and make sure that my freckles aren't ticks, But I'm like, oh, here we go again with the wind, these blood-sucking ticks. So I decided, Sheri, why don't you do a sip and think with your sip and think mug, which today I have blue and yellow. Also, I'm wearing my Envision Dream windbreaker jacket, and it's perfect for a day like today. Let me see, what does it mean? Let's find out what this blood-sucking tick means. Because seriously, I'm still got the heebie-jeebies. All right, let's look up blood-sucking tick. Blood-sucking tick. Well, what is the meaning of tick? Okay, so the meaning of a tick is a light, rhythmic, audible tape or beat, also a series of such ticks. The time taken by the tick of a clock, moment, a small spot or mark especially. One used to direct attention to something, to check an item on a list, or to represent a point on a scale. Why do ticks need blood? Once they reach this life stage, the thousands of tiny larvae that were once eggs are ready and waiting for their first host to pass by. A tick needs to feed on the blood of a host during each life stage in order to pass on to the next. Gross. Why? All right, so what's well, I'm not done. I'm still looking. Nope. Oh my God, it's making me relook. Hold on. Now that we know the definition. Ugh, still feel the heebie-jeebies. It's that time of year, huh, with the wind. Oh, get this one. So, I typed in the spiritual meaning of a blood-sucking tick. The tick gives us a message which we need to follow in our life. Oh, what, you need to follow my leg and my thigh up? I don't think so. Oh my God, now I'm all like freaky. Okay, the message is, it says, do what you want to do. I believe they wrote this wrong, and it should say, do what you want to do. But it says, do what you want to do. Take sensible precautions and do not let your fears cripple your enjoyment of life. The tick is the symbol of precaution and awareness. If the tick is one's animal totem, it also gives us positive energy. Okay, I'm skeeved out that I had a blood-sucking tick on my thigh, which was giving me the message that I needed to follow in my life, which was basically do what I want to do. So does that mean I'm bound? Rethink your wording. Anyways, I can continue on with the tick, but I wanted to also let you know that I got my book in, The Dr. Broad, which I have plenty of time to read it when I visit my son in the hospital. Maybe that's why the tick came to me. He's trying to bring precaution and awareness to me to figure out how to handle the situation and the emotions I have going on right now. Right? All right, so then the next thing I wanted to discuss was today is a blood flower super full moon and lunar eclipse. So let's see what that's all about. Super flower blood moon. Although when I was, this is space.com. Super flower blood moon 2021, where, when, and how to see the supermoon lunar eclipse. On the night of May 25th through 27th, observers in Oceania, Hawaii, Eastern Asia, and Antarctica will see a lunar eclipse that coincides with the moon's closest approach to Earth, making it a supermoon. Eclipse that will turn the moon reddish, also known as a blood moon. The dates of this eclipse span 2 days because the area it will be visible spans the international dateline. Lunar eclipses occur when the moon is on the opposite side of the Earth as the sun. Usually we see a full moon when this appears. Can't even talk, as usual. Usually we see a full moon when this happens, but every so often the moon enters the Earth's shadow, resulting in an eclipse. This doesn't happen every full moon because the plane of the moon's orbit is tilted about 5 degrees from the plane of the Earth's orbit, and the moon misses the shadow of the Earth. Unlike a solar eclipse, which is only visible along a narrow track, lunar eclipses are visible from the entire night side of the Earth. This entire eclipse takes about 5 hours from start to finish. The timing depends on what time zone you are in, relative to what is called Universal Coordinated Time, effectively the hour in Greenwich, England. In Asia, the eclipse occurs near moonrise in the evening. On the west coast of the Americas, the eclipse happens in the early morning hours near moonset. The best viewing will be between those two extremes: Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, the islands of the South Pacific, and the southwestern Alaska. This lunar eclipse will appear slightly larger than normal because the moon will reach perigee, the closest point in its orbit to Earth, on May 25th, 9:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. May 26th, some 14 hours after, it is officially at full phase, which appears at 7:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. When the full moon and perigee are close, it is called a supermoon. Though definitions aren't consistent, as it isn't an astronomical term, ordinarily the moon is an average of 240,000 miles, or 384,500 kilometers from Earth, but its orbit isn't perfectly circular, so the distance varies slightly. When it reaches perigee, I hope I'm saying that correct, this month, the moon will be 222,022 miles from Earth, per heavens-above.com calculations. The moon does appear slightly larger when it is closer, but the difference is small, and it takes very observant sky watcher to notice. Okay, that's the moon. Now, the eclipse starts at 4:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, according to NASA's eclipse page. That's when the moon touches the penumbra. The partial phase of the eclipse starts about 57 minutes later at 5:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon enters the total phase of the eclipse at 7:11 and completes existing the umbra at 10:52. Last contact is at 13:49. Apparently it tells you to go convert your time zone so you can figure out what time it's at. Alright, so yeah, if you know anything about the moon, super full moon, so it's close to the Earth. It's a blood moon because you can see the reddish color to it. The moon controls the tides, which controls our emotions. So that's why everyone's always wacky before a full moon, during a full moon, and slightly after a full moon. However, this full moon is also known as the flower moon, which the flower moon comes from the indigenous people of the North Americas, because that's how they would be able to tell seasons changing. And you add in a lunar eclipse. And this is Memorial Day weekend. So I can just tell you that mentally and emotionally, I don't think anyone is stable. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think anyone is emotionally and mentally stable right now. I may appear emotional and mentally stable at the moment, but you have no idea when I can flip a script. So the tick, the blood-sucking fucking tick, is trying to say, hold on, Sheri. Before you jump in, flip off the handle. Take precautions. Use your awareness. Okay, so I guess we'll end today's session with a pop. A dream pop. Wow. You know what's weird? It was so sunny, and then when I was getting out of work, it started getting darker. So I didn't know if that had anything to do with the eclipse. Seek and you will find. Don't be willing to accept an ordinary life. Sally Merrill Redfield. So that blood-sucking tick showing us our path. Seek and you will find. I was going the wrong way on my body, I'll tell you that. But I paid attention. All right, now for our affirmators. Let's see. Let's see what we can get ourselves into now. You want us to follow a path, huh? What path is that? You know, since we're coming into transition, what path do you want us to follow? You know? Because apparently the paths we've been following just keep getting us into trouble. Or is that us clearing out karma? Like, we have to clear out all the negative and the bad karma. That way we can allow the new stuff and the good stuff to come in, you know? So I guess everything we're going through, especially, you know, Mercury retrograde's coming up too. So whatever hasn't been cleared is going to surface, and we're going to have to deal with it. But we're going to be ready for it because we're done. We're tired with the bullshit. We're tired with the old shit. You know, do you know what you want? Do you know what you want? Because if you know what you want, you just now have to find a direction on how you're going to get there. But at the same time, when you're in a transition stage, you're going to have a little bit of the old shit that you have to clear up and clean up in order to make space to move forward in the new direction. And I see a lot of people still don't know how to handle that. You know, it's like, I'm over here, I like helping people, but it's like, dude, who helps me? I go and figure this shit out, man. Like, seriously. You should be paying me to fucking help you sort out your fucking emotions and your mind. Don't they say idle hands is the devil's workshop or the devil's playground? You know? It's like, what have you people been doing this whole time you've been at home? I've been working full time, pretty much double time, and trying to run a business, and taking care of my family, and figuring out how I'm going to pay my bills. So I really don't need the excuses of, I don't know what to do with my life. Like, what the fuck? You had almost a goddamn whole year to sit on your fucking ass and figure it out. Now that they've lifted shit, now you want to sit there and say, I don't know what direction I'm going in. I don't have time for it. I really don't. I don't. You want to know how I did it? Maybe you should go back and look at all my YouTubes. Follow me on Sheri's Dreamcatcher. Go to my Facebook page. Follow Envision Dream. Watch my business journey journals. I put those in place as I was going through stuff. These came out. As I was going through stuff, I was taping it while I was taking care of people. I could have said no and just took care of myself. Said screw everybody else. But no, I still left you a pathway. So these ones popped out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 popped out. So, first one says, clarity. It's an orange peel with a trash barrel. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. I don't know if I can do that easily, but I sometimes do it. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. They gave you an orange, but it says here, it's a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. And the mental chatter is confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage. So, peel off that mental chatter, because it's bitter and confusing, and it's not showing you the way. Toss it into the compost or the garbage. It's almost like a snake shedding its skin. Okay, so we'll put that on there. Behind it, connection. I'm connected to the multitudes, and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a make a dumb comment about the weather. Oh my God. Okay. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Then they say the blood-sucking tick. Precautions, awareness. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. I did. I talked about wearing my Envision Dream windbreaker and how the weather was sunny earlier today, and then I get out of work and it's kind of cloudy and windy, and I thought it was going to rain. But I just thought that was mental chatter. Okay, so clarity is backed by connection. So maybe the stranger who offers a sense of comfort, even when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Perseverance. It seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it. You just need to tackle it. Like that blood-sucking tick. Complain if it makes the job easier. Blow off steam. Not a word. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? ? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. Clarity. Peel off that bitterness. Throw it away. Get rid of some old shit. Clean out your house. If you forgot to spring clean, do it now. Connection. There's support everywhere. You got to be open to that connection, even if it's from a stranger. They're helping you with your clarity. But backing that is your perseverance. Like, this fucking house, what the fuck? God damn it, every time I clean something, something else gets fucking dirty. What the fuck? Keep persevering through the nasty shit. This windbreaker, I didn't make Envision Dream just by saying, oh, let me post a picture of it, the windbreaker, and like, oh my God, this is amazing. No, I had to create Envision Dream. And I've had to go an entire year through a pandemic of putting a company together. And I swore every goddamn day, and sometimes the internet didn't work either. But I didn't climb that mountain today. Anyways, backed by perseverance is our abundance. Congratulations. It seems you're due for an infinitely big piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it? ? Knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it, are you? Shut your fucking hole. I'm kidding. I was using my perseverance on that one. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone. So everyone gets to eat. So get your whipped cream ready. Alright, anyways. And enjoy your well-deserved metaphorical dessert. Blood-sucking goddamn tick. He wants whipped cream with that shit. Alright. And our abundance is still backed by our personal growth. Are you telling me I'm going to grow personally if I add whipped cream to it? What about a cherry? Why don't I just add a cherry? And maybe some chocolate jimmies to it too. You know? What the hell? Let everybody enjoy. So, for those who don't know, personal growth, as I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. So, if we are shedding like a snake or like this orange peel, and we're peeling off the dead skin, peeling off the bitterness, peeling off all that crap, getting rid of all the shit that you don't need that holds on to negative energy. Don't you think you're going to open up for personal growth? Because once you do this to get to this, you're going to be at a different level or on a different step. As you persevere climbing that mountain of elevation, you're not going to be at the bottom. You may have moved from the bottom to the first step. But what if you were on the third or fourth step? Well, you still have to peel that orange. You still have to persevere. You gain abundance every time you move up a step. Right? And every time you move up a step, you share your knowledge with others. That's why there's plenty to eat. So, if we're not feeling mentally and emotionally stable right now, we need to get clear. We need clarity. And how we're going to do that, we're going to shed that old skin. So, this is what they wanted us to know today. And don't forget the whipped cream. I like chocolate jimmies. And I like cherries on top. So seek and you will find. Don't be willing to accept an ordinary life. Maybe the blood-sucking tick taught us something today. Have a good day, everybody.